Hello everyone and welcome to the Early Retirement Club's Monday Night Team Call with your hosts, Sky Michael Wood, yay! Bobby Bowman, yay! And Randy and Jennifer Arnold, yay, yay! Let's get ready to team call!
Good evening, everybody. So glad to have you here on the Monday night video team call. We have got a great program this evening. We've got an incredible guest speaker tonight. But before we get to the guest speaker, there's a very, very important message that I think all of you should hear. So let's just roll right to that, Mitch.
You better wake up, America.
I love you, man.
It's always fun playing with you, Sky Michael Wood.
Hey, brother, listen, man, I tell you what, look, I know that we've talked a couple times here, and, you know, I know you talked about some really, really good stuff. I just want you to share with them what you shared with me. Take it away, brother.
Hey, this is some fancy stuff joining you via satellite from Waterproof, Louisiana. There ain't nothing ever took place like this from Waterproof. I appreciate you having me on and giving me the opportunity to bring this kind of technology to my area. I bet this is going to sweep Waterproof. All this Skyping and videoing and what have you, but I do appreciate you having me on, and I certainly appreciate what you've done for the business, Sky, and what the teams of people you building, brother. I know what you've been through, where you at, where you going, where you been, and it is a great, great journey. You're doing amazing things. I hear about you all over the country, so thank you for having me on. But like you said, we were visiting a little earlier, and just in talking about building teams of people, and that's what we're doing here. I tell you, I heard Brad Barton talk to me about posture a lot, and I thought I knew what posture was, and I ran with some posture, but throughout building the business, I really learned what posture is, and it has to come straight from the heart and straight from your soul, and that's the difference in building teams of people where I'm at today versus where I was before I understood it. What I'm talking about is convincing people. I was talking people into coming on board, and talking people into to signing the papers, and talking people into joining Team National, and talking them into joining me. And what I found is that when you have to convince someone to come on board, I mean, I know you would agree, Sky, that our deal is good enough. You don't have to talk anybody into it. Either you see it or you don't. And when you convince people to come on board, you have to convince them to come to convention. You have to convince them to get on the team call. You have to convince them to invite some friends over. And that's a slow process when you're trying to drag a bunch of people. So what I've learned that posture is through sorting through people and putting together teams of winners. You know, and it's a partnership. I mean, when I sit down with Joe and run Joe through the system and the DVD and the presentation, it's a partnership that's going to be formed or not formed, and it's not all Joe's decision. It's my decision as well. A partnership takes two people. So I'm not as concerned with Joe saying yes or no as I am me picking out if Joe's a good fit for my business or not. Again, I don't mind telling them I'm putting together a team of winners. I'm putting together a team of open-minded, ambitious people, and I don't, you know, I don't know that you fit, but I'm going to run you through this process, and we're going to see. And so it takes, when you know, I've heard the tongue in your shoe speaks louder than the tongue in your mouth. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's me interviewing them, not them interviewing me, and then a true partnership and that kind of posture. And I'll say this, Sky, I don't feel like you have to have made $1 million with the company to have that kind of posture either. If you understand where you're going, if your final chapter's been written, you just don't know who's reading the book with you yet. See, you may let that guy read the book with you, or you may not, but it's a decision by both. When you put together teams of people like that, when you put together teams of people that it's understood up front what I'm to do to help you and what you're to do to help you, what it's going to take to run the gauntlet, what you can expect of me, and what I'm going to expect of you to make this kind of money, it forms your closing ratio may go down a little. It very well may. But your partner ratio, your true business partner ratio will go out the roof. And then it gets so much easier to build strong teams of people. Do you have to sort through a lot of people to find those what we call 5%ers? Absolutely. Is it worth it? You dang Skippy. It is worth it. And then talking about the 5%ers, it's I've heard it put many times that 95% of America are on the 40-40-40 plan, work 40 hours a week for 40 years and try to retire on 40% of what they couldn't make it on anyway. So I would have to ask you, are you a 95%er on the 40-40-40 plan, or are you a 5%er? My guess would be, if you're on this call and you're plugged into the continued education, such as this call, that chances are you're leaning towards being a 5%er, and congratulations on that. That makes things a lot easier. 5%ers run with 5%ers. Horses run with horses, and donkeys run with donkeys. So be a 5%er, be the horse, and then sort through people. One thing that I was guilty of early on in the business was I'd be busy all day. Man, I'm busy. I'm listening to CDs, listening to fast tracks. I'm on my website. I'm calling all my buddies that are in Team National, and we're excited, and we're going to be rich, and I am some kind of fired up. But as far at the end of the day, I'm worn slap out, boy. I've been kicking this pig, doing this thing. I've been wide open doing some Team National all day long, but I hadn't picked the phone up and called anybody. And that doesn't pay very well. So be careful not to fall into that trap. One thing that I've plugged in with my teams of people here recently that has definitely, absolutely transformed people's lives and people's businesses, and that's to simply bounce the idea off of 3 people per day. Now, if you bounce it off of 3 people per day, like I used to do it, it would take 4 or 5 hours to bounce it off 3 people, because I would stand there and tell you all about it, answer questions, talking and talking. Knowing what I know now, to bounce it off of 3 people takes less than 10 minutes. I'm just simply bouncing it off 3 people. Hey, I found, and the posture is understanding what you're in is invitation only. The only way you're on this call now is because somebody thought enough of you to let you in on it. That's the only reason you're on the call. So carry yourself in that manner. So my approach, again, is lean that away. It's not I want you to look at this, I want to get with you, because after you get out of your super hot scalding market, I got news for you. Very few people care what you want. Now, if you have something for them, it adds a whole new dimension to it. So my whetting an appetite is simply Hey man, I found a deal, I might can let you in on it. Hey, I found a way to make a ton of money, I might can let you in on it. I can't promise you anything, but I'm gonna holler back at you. Hey, I met some people that's having fun and making money, and they let me in, I might can pass it on to you. I don't know. I mean, there's kind of a process, an interview process I need to run you through, but give me your number and I'll call you. Those 3 people a day can come off of your list. It can be total strangers, someone you meet at the gas pump. Like something about them first. Like, hey, Sky, I like that affliction shirt. See, you smile a little when I say that. Now you instantly like me. Next, I would bounce it off of you. I'll tell you what, I've got a deal. I'm expanding some business in this area. I can't promise you anything, but I might can let you in on it. Give me your number. That posture and that statement carries throughout our entire system. Bounce it off 3 people per day is what I teach for 30 days. Now, let's kind of review what I said. When you're talking about 95 percenters and 5 percenters, if you're looking at a list of 100 names, I don't care if they're in Chicago, Fort Lauderdale, Waterproof, Louisiana. I don't care your education, your success, your background. None of that matters. It removes every bit of that. When you look at a list of 100 people, 95 of them are 95 percenters and 5 of them are 5 percenters. So when you bounce this idea off of 3 people per day for 30 days, for all practical purposes, that's 100 people. You cannot bounce the idea off of 100 people and not change the tempo of your entire business. You can't do it. I would challenge you to do it. The problem that people face is they try it for 4 or 5 days, and well, that deal Pig Kicker was talking about didn't work. No, Pig Kicker didn't say do it for 4 or 5 days, because I've got a little secret for you. The first 5 or 6 days, you're going to suck at it. You're going to say too much. You're going to not say enough. You're going to forget to get their phone number. You're going to get in your car and hit the steering wheel and say, I said too much, or I shouldn't have said that. I didn't say do it for 3 or 4 days. I said for 30 days. See? So to look at it, you bounce the idea off of 3 people per day for 30 days. And when I say bounce it off of someone, I'm simply, hey, I got a deal, I might can let you in on it. I didn't say you're going to sign up 3 people a day. I didn't say you're going to get 3 meetings a day. I didn't say you're going to host 3 premiums a day. I said whet 3 appetites a day for 30 days. And it's not, and it's 3 every day. It's being 100% coachable. I'm talking about the kind of coachable that if you get in bed that night, take your shower, get in bed, nestle your head down on the pillow and snuggle down comfortable and ready to go to sleep, and it dawns on you, you only ran it by 2 people that day, get up and go stand at the front door of Walmart or at the gas pump and do your 3rd one. You may think that's funny, but it's not. That's the God's honest truth. That's the difference in being 99% coachable, and you will fail at 99% coachable, and the difference in being 100% coachable. It doesn't take up much time it's word of mouth advertising. If you're telling people, they're paying you. If you're not, they're not. If you're running people through the system out there screwing it up, good. We can help you fix it. If you're planning on getting started, then we can't. So again, I don't understand I guess I don't possess the lobe in my brain. It's sad to me that people, Sky, will put in 8, 10, 12, 15 hours a day to build somebody else's dreams. Why not do 10 or 15 minutes a day for your own family? That's at 3 a day. Whetting 3 appetites a day. Whet 3 appetites a day and call them back. Have someone on the phone with you. I run into you, I'm going to whet your appetite. I'm simply letting you know that I have something going on that I might can let you in on. The next time I hear your voice, I'm going to have someone on the phone with me to share their story and either book the appointment or not. But again, it's sorting through. At any point during the system that they quit answering the phone or cancel the appointment or anything, understand this, that all they're doing is simply identifying themselves as not being open-minded and not being ambitious. So they don't fit that winning mentality that I explained earlier that I'm staffing my army with. Something that changed my perspective of my entire business was hearing James Keller say that his spot in Team National was a multi-million-dollar business, and he's simply looking to staff it with 4 open-minded, ambitious people. Well, I can tell you how Pig Kicker rolls. As soon as you identify yourself as not being open-minded or not being ambitious, you're not one of the 4. I'm moving on. There's no hard feelings. It doesn't make you a bad person. I'm certainly not going to get upset about it. But the activity level to find those winners, bounce it off 3 people a day for 30 days. In fact, I'd lay down this challenge to your team, and I'm not using you for crash test dummy. I'm telling you this works. And it's a proven fact. I've seen the dynamics of people's entire business change by doing this simple one thing, and that's get an accountability partner. Get an accountability partner. Let's say myself and Sky hook up, and then I'm going to text Sky 3 names by 9 p.m. every night, and I expect Sky to return a text with his 3 names. And I would be plumb embarrassed to be on the phone with Sky all the time talking about how excited I am about this and what we're doing and we're kicking this pig. I would be embarrassed for me to not send Sky my 3 names. So get you an accountability partner. Do this. When you get off this call, pull up your growth report and take a picture with your phone. 30 days from now, pull up your growth report and take a picture with your phone. You'll sit there and giggle like a 3rd grade girl at the difference in it. There's no way you cannot do that. 3 a day for 30 days, not 3 or 4 days and then quit. Bounce it off. It's a apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's not 7 apples on Sunday. So with that, Sky Michael Wood, I'll kick it back to you, baby boy, unless you got anything else.
Well, hey, I tell you what, you know how many people, you know what my challenge is, right?
I know what your what is?
My challenge, how many people I say to talk to
Oh,
a day.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned to me today 5 a day.
Right. So
that's absolutely
so what you've
not
seen
a problem
with
that.
Yeah, what you've seen with 3, what do you think that'd do?
It should be a third again as strong. You're right. You're right. You're right. I love 5 a day.
Yeah, man.
Whatever that number is, 3 to 5 people. But if what you teach is five a day, Sky, my hat's off to you. That's great. The bottom line is, I tell you to run it by 100 people over the next month. That sounds like something you can't do. You'll bounce it off 3 people a day, have fun with it, and there's 100 people in a month. Absolutely, and I love 5 a day. I do.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, you know, and that is it. I talk about it all the time about consistency, about continuing. You have to do it on a daily basis because that's what keeps the pipeline full and gets the momentum rolling. I love you, man. You're just awesome, dude. This guy, folks, this is Eagle winner, Pig Kicker Keith Smith. Man, I'm so glad you're on with us tonight, brother. Look, I'm gonna let you roll on out, and I sure appreciate you spending some time with us here. And man, I can't wait to see you again, brother.
Absolutely, man. And I'm gonna tell you, here we are Monday night, and you see how bright this moon is and waterproof. You have a good one, baby boy. I appreciate you having me on.
See you, brother. Be good. Well, there you go, folks. Mr. Pig Kicker himself. I tell you what, I just love that guy. He is hilarious. And if you haven't got to meet him, or if you didn't get to meet him at convention, I don't know why. You gotta meet the guy. Just a wonderful, wonderful soul. And he's nuttier than a Crunch bar. See you, brother. Love you, man. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna scoot on over to Alabama with the Arnolds. So, Arnolds, come on in.
Well, hey, how y'all? All right, Scott, get a little feedback from your phone there. But man, I tell you what, our Keith Smith, he's just incredible. It's just an honor to know him and be in the same business with him. Um, I just love hearing that man speak because he just lays it out there simple. I mean, he puts it out there to where, you know, guys, it's just easy. It's not hard. People make it hard. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Whet three appetites a day, guys. Man, I'm going to tell you what. Three is it's not that complicated to do. You just speaking to three people. Get on the subject of what do you do for a living, and man, hey, I've got some friends that they're absolutely making a fortune. I just partnered up with them. You keep your options open for making extra money. Well, yeah. What do you got? You got them right there. Just zip it, get their phone number, get out of there, and run them through the system. Three appetites a day. I mean, guys, there's 24 hours in a day. I was talking to someone, I can't remember who it was the other day, and they said, well, you know, it's real easy to prospect people because, you know, you bump into them wherever you are. You know, you go to the gas station, you go to the grocery store, to Walmart or whatever, and you know, a lot of people they'll go to Walmart one time a week and buy all their supplies for the week. Well, first of all, you know, they're not using the big M marketplace and getting that big whopping 4% back from Walmart. But anyway, how about going to Walmart and buying groceries for one day, and then going back the next day and buying them? You're going to bump into more people that way. That way you can prospect more folks and talk to your three people a day. We've got several team members on the 90-day challenge right now. 90-day challenge scares you, do it 30 days at a time. Just do it for 3 months and see what happens to your business. I'm telling you guys, it's just incredible. When we first started in this business, you know, we went on a 90-day run and didn't know what a 90-day run was. We absolutely whet appetites more than 3 a day for more than 90 days. And guys, that's 3 months. In 4.5 months, we quadrupled our household income, and Jennifer and I both became stay-at-home parents. You know, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. You can get out there and absolutely change your life forever in this business. People say, well, you know, it's hard to come up with the money to do that. Well, you know what? Open up a franchise of McDonald's or Taco Bell, or, you know, get you a franchise of some kind of convenience store. See how much money that's going to cost you. And then see how many hours you're going to have to dedicate of your life away from your family to operate that business. Guys, this right here is the cream of the crop. $21.95 is a lifetime membership for the savings, and you own your own business that will pay you over $500,000 a year if you do it right. Guys, that's life changing right there. Not to mention 3, 5, 10, sometimes 15 hours a week's all you're going to be doing. I mean, it's just a no-brainer for me. I'm telling you guys, take the challenge. Whet 3 appetites a day. Go out and not only change your family's life, but help some other folks change their lives as well. Sky, I'm going to kick it back to you, brother.
All right, man. Hey, listen, you're definitely right. I mean, you got to get out there. You know, when I started this, oh, you look, I saw your American Fighter shirt. I had to go put me one on, man. Hey, but yeah, when I first started, I mean, I went everywhere. Really, that was the only choice I had. I didn't have any contacts to call, so I just went out. I swear, I would go to the gas station, I'd put $1 worth of gas in the gas tank, just so that I could run into people there, and I'd go inside and pay for it so that I could talk to people inside too. I'd stop by Sam's Club and browse through the whole store, and I was looking for people, not for, I didn't buy anything, I just walked through. And I'd go to Walmart, just every second that I had to spare. And I didn't have a lot of spare seconds, as most of you know. I worked well over 100 hours a week. And, so I had to just fit in between where I was going here and where I was going there. And that's what I did. I just did it constantly. And really, I did it for about 2 months solid. I talk about the 90-day challenge, but I mean, and Pit Kicker and I talked about this, about the fact that if you go and you take this challenge, you'll probably hardly make it past the first month, because if you do this and you're talking to that many people a day, you'll have so much business going on, you'll have so much stuff going on that you'll be working with everybody else's people by then, and you'll hardly have time to prospect yourself, but I did for 2 months. I just went out, talked to tons of people. I got a lot of no's in the beginning because I was just doing it wrong. I've learned a whole lot since then, which is what, we've continually tried to teach you guys, so that you don't have to go through the same mistakes and the same problems that we've had. And that's really the key to it. I mean, heck, man, if you want to build this thing fast, just get out there. What Pit Kicker's talking about. Do the 3 a day for 30 days. I mean, that's 90 people. I mean, what do you think you can build by talking to 90 people in the next 30 days? But that's huge, huge. And what you can create as far as momentum and keeping the pipeline full, that's really where it's at. You've heard us talk about it so many times, but consistency, continually getting out there and getting it done, and talking to people on a daily basis. If you have a contact list, even better, because with a contact list, you're able to just go right through that instead of having to go out and find people. But if you have to go out and find people like I did, it's worth it. I promise you. How do you think going from a 120-hour work week to going to try to find something to do during the day, which I find plenty to do now. It was tough in the beginning because I only worked, and I always worked 2 or 3 jobs most of my whole life. So I only knew how to work. I filled up most of my time with work. I came home and I slept, and that was about it. And I realized once I did stop that I'd just been programmed to exist. I'd been programmed to just run a routine that left me no real life. I mean, truly, just no real life. And the things that I wanted to do, I found myself having to ask to be able to do them from someone else who had no interest of mine at heart. When I'm asking a job to, to go somewhere to visit my family, or had a death in the family and needed to get off work, and they're telling me that I'm going to lose my job if I go to my aunt's funeral. I mean, come on. Or you go to the doctor and I have to bring a note back like a 7-year-old in 2nd grade to prove that I was at the doctor, and that was just not the life for me. And it was for a long time, and I certainly didn't like it. And especially once I got out of it, I realized the freedom that had been taken from me for so many years. And if you heard on my platinum speech, I said I existed for 40 years and I've lived for about 3.5. 4.5 now. Anyway, I wish that upon all of you. And I'm guessing we're trying to get Bobby in here. Nope. Okay. Well, we're still waiting here. But listen, I'll go on with the same thing. What's that? Oh, yeah. Hey. I didn't say bye, Randy. So, bye. I don't think he's responding. Anyway, yeah, there you go. So, I mean, really, that is it, though. I'd love for you guys to take Pig Kicker's challenge and do the 30 days, 3 people a day. try it out. If you don't want to do 5 for 90, if that's too big of a commitment for you, take the 3 for 30 days. I mean, take 3 for 30 days. What do you think you can do to change your life in a 30-day period of time? Because I can promise you that lots of things can change in that period of time. Lots of things, and including your entire life. I tell you that in a month period of time, I definitely had changed my life. For one, on the personal growth. And that's something you must attack. I mean, you must attack that, because I promise we've been programmed to try to basically fail at anything except a job. We're programmed that way throughout most of our lives, once you start taking on a job, because they actually want you to be continually stuck at that job. Why they call it a job. It's not going to get you rich. It's just over broke, and that's where it's going to leave you. And it has to leave you that way, because otherwise you'd be so frustrated with the whole system that you'd just quit. I mean, if a job made you rich, you'd be like, hey, I'm not showing up anymore. I'm rich now. Well, listen, we're going to scoot over here to first time on live video, Mr. Bobby Bowman, and so glad to have you on here, brother. Come on, man. How are you, buddy?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Mr. Sky?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be you, Bobby Bowman.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't like this video stuff, but I done it just for you.
Take it away, brother.
Well, guys, hey, what else can I say? You had Randy on here and Pig Kicker. I mean, that's enough. Words of wisdom from those guys. I mean, it's been incredible for me. I got the honor to spend nearly a week with Mr. Barton last week, and I'm telling you what now. Can you hear me? Oh, I got to turn it sideways. How's that? That better? Well, I ain't good at this use of these videos. So anyhow, what I want to talk a little bit is about discouragement. I mean, everybody gets discouraged. I mean, heck, I do. I mean, I get discouraged over getting up, going to talk to these stupid people every day, but it's worth it. I mean, I don't like talking to people, but I hate being broke worse. So, I mean, the good Lord ain't going to drop people in your living room and tell you to sign them up. You're going to have to get up and do something. I mean, you got to make it work. I see Sky laughing on there. But anyhow, I mean, everybody gets discouraged. So how do you fight against that? Okay. And the way I do it is, man, hey, put a CD in, pick your Success Club book up. And one thing I learned from Brad is, you don't have to spend 4 hours of personal growth every day. Okay. You can read all the books in the world, but that ain't going to put a check in your mailbox. Okay. So at least do 15 minutes a day. It don't take that long to listen to sorry, I'm getting a text. It don't take that long to read something. 15 minutes a day, man. That'll change your life. It'll change your thinking. And if you don't change your thinking, you're not going to get any checks. I'm telling you. And so that's what I had to learn to do. I hate reading. So I got them on this Audible deal where I can listen to them even when I'm in the shower. So, I mean, hey, it's all in what you get out of it, what you put in it. I'm excited for the convention, Sky. I mean, I can't wait to get back down there, to be around thousands of people that's going through the same struggles that I had to go through. I mean, we're there with platinums. I mean, Sky Platinum. I mean, man, you hang around Sky and Pig Kicker and Randy and all these other folks, I mean, you can't be successful hanging around them guys. I just tried to rub up on them so osmosis would start working, and I'd get some of that money. Hey, whatever it is, man, you get down there. For things to change, you got to change. And if you've never been to convention, man, I'm telling you what. Well, here's what I tell people. You're in Team National right now, okay? When you go to convention, Team National will be in you. See, and that's the difference. Buddy, when it gets in your heart, look out. Because you're going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. You know, one thing I learned from Brad up there this week is, I'm telling you, buddy, when he signs somebody up, he says, look, who do you want to go show right now? Not get your phone out, let's get your list up. No. Who do you want to go show right now? Right now. I don't know what this is doing, Sky. Am I good? Okay. All right. And so I'm telling you, folks, if you want to build a fast business, do it now. Not, well, we'll call them tomorrow. No. Look, there's thousands of people out there. Somebody could sign your friend up before you get to them. You get out there. I mean, who do you know now? Let's go now that you can go. Stay in the scalding hot market, man. I'm telling you, that's how Brad built his business. And you know, hey, this old country boy is sure going to apply it. You can bet your country apples on that right there. I'm going to get the job done. Platinum's going to be here before you know it. And Sky, I'm going to get off here. I don't even know if I'm holding my phone straight enough. It's shaking in my hand.
No, you were great, man. Hey, it was perfect, brother. And yes, you know what? You're right. And I guarantee you, I know that you get calls just like me all the time from people crying and whining to the fact that somebody else signed up their good friend, right? You get that?
That's exactly right. Yeah. Oh, all the time.
Yeah, man, it does. It happens all the time. And, you know, and that's the problem. People want to drag their feet. You know, I've actually had people call me crying about it before. No joke, man. Crying about the fact that somebody else signed up their real good friend. And they're like, you know, and I said something to them. I was like, well, what did you say to them? They're like, well, you know, we got something going on. We're going to talk to you about it sometime. And okay, was that it? Yeah, well, all right, there you go. And then your other friend did it right, and then they signed that person up instead of you. So, yeah, you're right, man. The time is now, brother. Oh, see, I go backwards. The time's now. You got to get on top of it, and you're right. You know, when I was signed up, I remember I signed up somebody sitting across from Kansas City Royals team practice field, you know, the big field over there in Missouri, and I signed them up in a Shoney's and turned around and did 3 calls right then, and then went and did a meeting with 3 people, like literally within a few hours, and signed all 3 of them up too. And if you want to get it booming, you got to get people moving. And you know, one thing is I definitely had I used a lot of posture there because I was only going to be there for 3 days. I said, you know, we've got now or now, which one's better for you? And they said, well, I guess we should do it now. I was like, you're dadgum right, we should. They signed up $21.95, turned around, set up 3 meetings, and then signed up all 3 of those within about a 12-hour period of time. So yeah, you got to get on top of it. And yeah, you're right, man. You know, what I did, and of course, you know, when I was working, I worked as an independent contractor, so I had the ability to listen to personal growth a whole lot more because I could stick wherever it was by myself. So I'd stick headphones in my ears and I'd just listen to this stuff over and over. Man, you want to talk about getting pumped, brother. I know you did all the time. Matter of fact, and you talk to me on the phone all the time, and we just get fired up, man, because if you really understood what you've got your hands on here, folks, I mean, you think about this. Matter of fact, I heard Renee Meadows say this. Oh yeah, by the way, pig kicker Eddie Meadows told me to tell you after seeing you on the video that you have a face for radio. Anyway, but I heard Renee Meadows say this one time, and she said, you know, I think it's amazing that you can fit in 50 years of work in just a couple of years and then get to enjoy the other 48 and live it like a dream. And that's true. You know, you can act, I mean, what are you going to do at your job to create a multiple 6-figure income that pays you the rest of your life, whether you ever show back up at that job or not again? You're not. It's not going to happen. You can fantasize about it all you want, but it's not going to happen, folks. But right here, what you've got your hands on, you can actually get in here in a few months period of time, and for most of you, replace your income and maybe even more. I know Randy and Jennifer over quadrupled their income in 4.5 month period of time. So, you know, really the question is are you willing to get in here right now over the next few months and just bust this thing out and give it every second that you've got so that you can create something that gives you all the time freedom that you want? I mean, you know, to go from working your 40, 50, 60 hours a week, some of you considerably more than that even, to working 5, 10, 15 hours a week doing something that's helping change people's lives, and getting paid big money for it. You can't beat that, can you, Bobby?
I'm going to tell you what, you give a country boy like this more money every week than he used to make in a month. I'm telling you what, I'll fire my boss again just to stay home.
I heard that, brother. Well, all right. Hey, Bobby, thanks so much, brother. Well, I'm so glad we got you on the video tonight. You were great, man. I guess you didn't have anybody stand there doing the video for you. You did it on your own?
I can't believe I done it sitting down. I'd usually walk around out there because I get so excited, but I was afraid I'd trip over a tree root with the camera.
You know, Big Kicker was doing that, man. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised too. I was like, that's the stillest I think I've ever seen Bobby when he's talking about Team National. It must have been you're twitching in your chair, man.
Yeah, can't stand it.
All right, brother. Hey, we'll let you go, man, and thanks so much, bro. And hey, listen, everybody. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out real quick to Jeff and Jatana Glenn. They must have my number programmed into their phone because when I called, they ignored it all day long. So I'm just kidding, y'all. Hey, congratulations. They went bronze. We are so super proud of you guys. But we definitely want to get you on here so that you can, share with everybody your success. And we'll do that hopefully on the next one here. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in here tonight. I hope you got some great stuff. I know that I did. And we'll see you on the next one. God bless you, everybody. Love you. We'll see you next time. Good night, y'all.